player-oriented bans there. Kog'Maw being banned out by Saigon Jokers, even though we have seen the Saigon Jokers play Kog'Maw themselves. Xerath being banned by the SF5. Did we see Nixwater play Xerath recently?
Most, not to my knowledge, but I believe he might have played it during the local tournament scene in Vietnam. They have their ongoing league right now, and apparently Saigon Jokers is not performing so greatly. So, performance-wise, both teams seemingly, well, I'm not sure how well their morale are right now. I've heard that Saigon Jokers is not performing so well locally, and at the same time, we have Saigon Fantasy 5 who just lost the previous match. So it'll be interesting to see what comes out from this. And maybe Xerath is a ban that came from the games for the local scene that we have missed out.
And there's an Italy ban and a Syndra ban being oriented onto Nixwater there. All bans actually oriented to Nixwater. We'll see what he will come up here. On the side of the Saigon Jokers, the bans are Kog'Maw, Kha'Zix, and Twisted Fate. What do you think about those bans?
Well, might be targeted towards a lineup because Kog'Maw, I haven't seen TQ play that much mid Kog'Maw.
Yep.
But still as an AD carry, in my opinion, Kog'Maw is one of the strongest out there right now. Like in terms of tier, I would say it's like
one of the top carries.
top carries being played.
He was
More
called.
than Bane,
He was called hyper carry. Oh, he is a hyper.
He is a hyper carry, definitely. And with the change of items, you know, if you go for early static shift, it just works so well with your 2K. Just farm easy, push faster, and move back to safety all along throughout the whole game, definitely.
Anyway, let's have a look at the picks from both teams. On SF5, we have Shen, probably going up top. We have Volibear being picked up. That would probably be in the jungle. We've seen a lot of Volibear jungle actually. Taric also being picked up by SF5. Taric actually a very strong support right now, even though he's gotten nerfed. But
maybe we'll see Taric.
We'll see how well. Yeah.
And then Volibear support flipping. I mean, in terms of blind picks, no, in terms of normal games, you do see a lot of players doing it now.
Like I personally play a lot of Taric's jungle. You just get the Blade of the Ruined King and you hit hard with no one aims you. I mean, no, who focuses Taric? Come on.
Definitely. I understand what you're saying. So that'll be interesting to see what happens in overall matchup. But on the side of SAJ, we do see QTV picking up Cannon. He's been playing it quite a lot recently.
Yes.
And he favors it quite a bit. It's an AP Cannon so far, building up for his team.
Yes.
There was once it was an AD Cannon, he got the static shift. But overall, right now, we do see him transition more to AP or maybe team composition, depending on what his
usually goes for a tanky like Rylai's kind of cannon. He does have the damage. He will get the Rylai's and the Zhonya that soak up a lot of damage, and then when he's about to die, or even before, he'll use the Zhonyas and
for his cooldowns to be up, land more stuns after that. And Junie, famous for Lee Sin, is going to be able to pick up right there. So we will see the SF5 targeted bans only on Nixwater. They just fear Nixwater so much, they're like banning 3 of his main champions immediately. And
Ari, have you seen Nixwater on Ari?
I believe it will be my first time. I don't think he played Ari though in last
not
year.
Competitively.
Yeah, at least not on GPL so far to my knowledge. So it'll be interesting to see what he brings
we do know that he lands his skill shots pretty well with Nidalee, and Ari being a skill shot based champion with that mobility that Nidalee also has, we'll see how well they do there. Trash going to be the last pick by the Saigon Jokers, combined with the Corki pick in the bottom lane. We haven't seen Corki for a long time actually.
Well, in my honest opinion, Corki is currently a bad AD. My personal opinion. But from Double Lift and Chaos, they see that Corki is actually a very strong AD. Still has a high burst, a high damage output.
And as well, you have the armor shred, I believe.
Yeah, but the overall, in my opinion, his auto attacks is too slow.
Yes, it's too slow.
Yeah, and attack speed items are too expensive right now to buy up. I mean, Trinity Force has been made very cheap right now. You can rush it if you score the early kills.
We'll see. Probably, maybe do you think he's going for the Trinity Force build?
You either go for Bloodthirster or Trinity Force. You definitely don't want to buy Blade of the Ruined King.
No,
it doesn't fit with Corki
as well. Because Corki is the champion. You have him sit at the back, but throw those missiles at the enemy team and try to put out as much damage before the team fight actually starts.
And you're going for the cleanup with the overall burst you have. So it might be just a specific counter to the Vayne and Tyrant combination though, because Vayne is a very squishy AD carry and Corki can easily burst her down with the Phosphorus Bomb. And Trash can save the AD carry from bad situations like Archie can be a boss, rocking in Phosphorus Bomb, and Safety can throw the Dark Passage, click on the lantern, fall back to safety.
They're gonna have a lot of mobility actually, the two of them. We'll see how well that turns out. As well as Corki is actually quite a good pick against Tarek having that armor shred, now that I think about it. Because Tarek does have the natural armor, which can be really troublesome to deal with, and then having that armor shred will help him out a lot.
But the overall nerf in terms of how much passive aura he provides for his team is a bit iffy. So we will see how this plays out for all of them. And we're going to go into a short commercial break right now, and we come back with the Runes and Masteries analyst after it shortly. We'll be right back.
Alright, let's go.
Go where? I can't see.
And welcome back. So here we have chosen SF5 Tioku's Runes and Masteries for you guys to see because Ramba Koki is very interested to see the Zyra being picked up finally.
Well, Zyra was for a long time preferred as a support instead of an AP. And it's interesting to see Zyra once again in the AP. Mid.
Her overall burst damage is still there, but because of her roots and other skills,
the lack of mobility.
The lack of mobility, a bit too slow. People have sort of chose not to play it that much. But on the side, we do see ability power being picked up, flat ability power.
Very standard actually.
And going for more tankiness, as you mentioned, because she lacks mobility, needs to absorb damage much better. Going to go for magic resist right there. On the side of the masteries, it's going to be very
more offensive though. More offensive masteries than the runes actually say it. Not opting to go into the defense tree at all, just wants to spam out the spells in lane, make sure that he will always be sufficient, have sufficient mana on that.
Yep, definitely.
We should take a look at Nyx Water's Ahri perhaps.
Sure. And here on the side of Nyx Water though, for the rune side, it's very similar to what GQ was playing, but just instead of going for magic resist, just going to go for more damage, getting the ability power per level and level 18 for the glyphs, the blues, and everything else is very similar. But on the side of the masteries though, we will see it's actually more offensive oriented in comparison to TQ, where it's 23 over 7.
A very offensive tree.
Yes, the additional 3 points actually goes into the spell sword as well as
attack damage. That should make it. Ahri does obviously as an AP champion. You practically have no AD at all. But maybe that 2 AD is what he needs to either harass better onto Zyra or make the farming easier for him.
But you can, but not only that, instead of going for, what would you call it? Instead of going for
the defensive, the runic.
Sorry. Oh yeah, instead of going for Butcher, instead of going for Butcher, which gives you more damage against minions, opt for the Brute Force because he's not only going to use normal attacks to farm. But also when he uses his ultimate, he uses it to harass, and that small amount of 3 damage will make a large difference, definitely, in those small skirmishes and fights to get the last hit down for the kill.
So, what do you think about the team composition in general? Like, you have on the side of the Saigon Jokers, you have a very strong team fighting composition with Ahri, who does a lot of AoE, and you also have Kennen. It's not very strong, but it'll do a lot of damage anyway.
And not only that though, we will see that overall can be a slight protect the Vayne team comp because they have Shen and Volibear, which is going to dive forward and be able to peel off anyone who dives in.
It's a very on the side of the SF5, they have a very single target oriented. And having the Volibear who can only fling a single person, the Vayne who does a lot of single target damage, and the single target stun coming out from Tarek there. We'll see how well they turn it out. They have it all depends on how well SF5 is able to peel off the single targets. Actually, SF5 looking for a very aggressive invade here onto the Saigon Jokers. The Dazzle does go off to the Flail Flash being used by Junie, and that will be first blood going onto the Vayne.
And here we will see the first blood being picked up right there. Judy being, well, caught out of position slightly because he reached the brush a bit late. The Tarek stun land and everything else followed. The flip from Egg, well, I'll go call it the flip because everyone actually attributes it to the flipping table Mimi. It's famous in Japan, but it is called the Rolling Thunder actually.
Rage table flip.
Yes, but we always call it the Rage Table Flip. Reference to that.
Yeah.
So this will be a great start once again for the side of SF5, but will they be able to turn that into an advantage? We will have to see once again, because previously First Blood went to SF5 and again it was on the AD carry, but they couldn't win the lane as well.
Safety just gonna put a pink ward right there in SF5's jungle and gets rid of that ward there. They do not want to have SF5 to have that vision of them coming.
So totally negating the vision right there, and also planting fear at the side of SF5, because normally those are the spots you want to plant a ward, and it's a great pickup right there. Since it's not a 1 minute ward, it's definitely worth the trade, in my opinion.
What's interesting is looks like Saigon Jokers are looking for the lane swap here, which is a good thing to go for. You do have QTV who can farm at range, he does have his range abilities, and on the other hand you have Shen, who is a very he's a we'll see how well it turns out for them.
But the problem is that, you know, in the bottom lane, Vayne and Tarek against a Cannon is going to have a hard time.
Yes, both lanes will have a hard time, but
I mean, in my opinion, Cannon will have a harder time. And he only can farm actually really directly under the tower, but Shen will have to be very careful. He can be able to dodge the skills and the hooks coming out from safety, but overall he still can throw Whopper Blades at a further range, and it's a definite hit. On the side of QTV, he needs to hit his skill shots and at the same time be wary of the Dazzler coming from Tarek. As you can see, he's being pressured so far away. And if you look at the start going on QTV, this might be the second kill going on. And
oh, it does use the flash though. But Egg is actually already around, uses the flash to catch up there. But QTV will use the lightning.
In the end, the Rolling Thunder will be enough with the Majestic Roar slowing QTV down, and the second kill going to SF5. And they actually might be able to chip down this tower, but nope. Volibear is just going to back off and allow the bottom lane to do their job, while Junie coming from the jungle going to clear the bottom lane creep wave, and he needs to be very careful to dives right in.
Oh, teleport being used there by KTV, does not want to lose any experience right there, still at level 1. Will get help from Junie right there. Navy, however, looking much better up in the top lane, being able to not die. Trash Hook does come out, it does use the shield, but he should be fine.
Oh, he actually takes 2 points in Feint. So that's why his shield amount was so much. He doesn't have the Whopper Blades at all, so does not even want to farm as much, but more of like sustain the top, be tanky and stay up top until he reaches level 6. He has the 4 pots, 1 ward, as well as the Elixir of Fortitude, so just making sure he stays alive up there. It's okay if he misses the CS, but the experience is something that he does not want to miss at all. And once again, a Death Sentence.
Another Death Sentence. Using the taunt to get out of there, good job there. Archie and Safety doing a lot of damage onto the top tower, dropping below half already. Navy just gonna try and farm as much as possible, negate as much damage as possible with the shield. Looking in a much better position than QTV in the bottom lane.
Definitely. So here, a bit of a, well, once again,
damage trade coming out between Nyx Warrior and QTV. The charm does miss QQ by a little bit. Close.
Very close.
But Zara didn't have a lot of mana anyway to deal with that, to return any damage.
So they did see the pressure coming up from the top tower. We will see the 3 members on the side of SF5 gathering down below in order to take this tower and make this lane swap work into their favor. If Vayne and Tarek can get back into the top lane as soon as possible.
Junie actually coming around to trying to help out, but it's not going to work out for them at all. The first tower does go down to SF5, giving them the gold lead of 1.7k. However, Archie and Safety doing a great job up top, taking down the tower for themselves, dropping the lead back down to 1k only.
They will manage to take this tower as well, but the 2 kills early is still hurting them. As you can see, the overall CS difference is not that large. And, well, Vayne, once again, well, because it was a lane swap, I can't say anything, so the CS has to be about the same because they're both farming and apply a lot of pressure. So Vayne and Corki having the same CS, but Vayne does have the extra assist as well as the first blood. So I hopefully, well, most Vaynes will go for Blade or the Rune King as the first item,
Yes.
but I personally still prefer Static Shift on Vayne.
On Vayne? Well, it gives you the mobility, which is really great.
Yeah.
However, the Blade of the Rune King does synergize really nicely with the Silver Bolts, yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, so just be interesting to see what will pick up on the side of Violet. He has the Berserker Gifts as well as the Vampiric Scepter picked up already. And wow, we might actually see the early Dragon though coming off on the Saigon Jokers because they thought the lanes would have been swapped, but Vayne is actually moving back to the bot lane. Nix Water is going as well. TQ clearing the creep wave before going down.
Nix Water does get the charm off onto Egg. Egg does drop below health. The Ignite does go down. Nix Water using the
Spirit Rush to just dodge the hits right there and the binding from TQ. It's forced to flash away, but Navy will catch on to her. And here we will see though once again SF5 seemingly taking the advantage and the lead for this fight. And here they will turn the pink and get 2 wards.
Wow, Nix Water actually flashing into the taunt of, almost flashing into the taunt of Navy there. But in the end, Navy did get a taunt off.
And here we will see SF5 actually going to back off of this, and instead of going for the dragon, they're going to apply pressure to the mid lane and try to take the tower instead. What do you think about this? Do you think the dragon would have been a better choice or easier choice for them, or they should just go for the mid turn?
If they have the chance to put out a lot of damage onto the tower as Nix Water is not around, because Nix Water does a lot of damage, a lot of wave clearing, which now as the Saigon Jokers are missing. So it is, in my opinion, a good choice to do. However, now when they're backing off, the Saigon Jokers might be able to take the dragon if they do decide to opt for it.
But gonna play it safe. We will see though actually QTV picking up the cloth armor and the rejuvenation bead.
He's probably opting. He might be going for the war mods, just to maybe go really tanky. And I mean, he was countered pretty hard in the dual lane, as it usually happens. So he probably didn't have a lot of gold to get a lot of things that he wanted.
Well, it might be the case, but we will see though the lane swap happening back, so to speak. I mean, well, the lanes are going back to its original location. QTV going up to top will have a more happy time farming against the Shen. They do have the same CS, but the Shen does have the double axis, which has granted him the Giant's Belt.
Yep, the Giant's Belt. The Giant's Belt also giving a small boost of damage into Shen, as he scales his damage scales with health.
Yep. And here we will see the dragon still up and alive and safe, and we might see an attempt once again.
Safety might get caught. He does have to use flash to plant that to get rid of that pink ward on the dragon there. Not quite sure if that was worth it. Nix Water might get caught out here by Egg. The charm does go down onto Egg. The roots also go down onto Nix Water. Nix Water actually turning this back around. Egg dropping very low, and the kill does go onto Safety. Great job there. The charm does land onto TQ. Junie does follow it up, and that will be 2 kills for 1 on the side of the Saigon Jokers. Doing a great job right there.
And as you mentioned, the skill shots are sure to hit for the South Nix Water. In my, maybe I didn't play Ari enough, I was like, okay, that skill shot is gonna miss. And at the max range, it just lands
at the max range. But I completely missed that passive turnaround from TQ there onto Nix Water. He actually managed to pick up the kill and turn it around. And Navy actually trying to defend the middle tower right now. Will be able to do it.
Definitely, but the pressure still coming off from both sides is very strong, and we can see the farming though that Navy is missing because he has opted to push down, help out the mid lane. So QTV is going to have a happy time farming and returning back to his lane, as he does have the teleport. Even though Shen does have his ultimate up already, he will be able to respawn to it. And in terms of team fights, the Millstorm is just gonna be able to be so useful for the side of Saigon Jokers. And
Now we see QTV actually picking up the Giants belt there. Probably, pretty sure now that's
gonna be a
going to
Warbox.
Nick's Ward actually being caught out by Yang Sui there on the Tarek. Charm does come out, but will not be able to do anything. Junie actually landing the
Resonating Strike.
resonating strike. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you for helping me.
Well, and then he just call it Resonating Strike because Racing will jump in. So, well, if you want to be very particular, so to speak, we shall call it Sonic Wave. He has
Sonic
a
Wave.
Resonating Strike.
Sonic Wave into resonating strike. Yes, I do believe. Yeah, I do
That's
believe.
it, that's correct. And here we will see though, SAJ knowing that the opponent is doing the dragon, they will move to try and push down the mid because they do not have the RV up and ready to engage and fight for the dragon, and they'll give it up to the Saigon Fantastic 5.
Nick's Water, however, 0 and 3 looks like the count that those bans onto Nick's Water really hurt him right there.
I mean, he's playing RV to its full potential, seemingly hitting almost most of his skills and dodging.
Wow, Safety doing a great job landing that hook onto Tarek there. Does try to flash. Violet might get caught here. A lot of bursts coming out there will get taken out by Corky underneath the tower.
And there will be an instant turnover in terms of kills, so to speak.
Yep.
Just one kill difference now, and they will take the tower, pushing back the gold into their favor. Just a slight goal difference of 800, and doesn't really matter that much as they're going to continue applying pressure as DC Zyra and Bolivia are still at the bottom lane, and they might be able to chip this tower down to half health.
Oh, they might be able to take it though. Navy coming around the side looking for the taunt here. It does taunt into the team. Nixwar does miss the charm. Junie falling quite low. Navy dropping also very low. Junie Ignite does take him down. The Sad United will go down onto Egg. Egg will drop as well. Nixwar just being able to flash out in the second. The charm does land onto Tarek there. Safety might not be able to come out. QTV still looking to put out some damage on the side. Violet does use the condemn to push QTV away, but still following up right there.
And that
A good turnaround actually by SF5. Saigon Joke is getting a little bit greedy there, trying to take that tower down.
and they almost secured 2 kills, but Shen had his flash up. He managed to flash away in the nick of time and provided the barrier for Egg, which delayed the kill onto Wally Bear. So it was very important factors for the side. And here we will see
actually being a little bit careless there. Will get dazzled and condemned by SF5.
I believe he might be a sacrifice because he wants to make sure that the tower does not fall, but I'm not sure about that. He was really standing out of position actually, so I can't be certain.
I'm not quite sure if that. I don't think that was a good trade at all.
Or was intended at all.
No. Perhaps you. Maybe.
Maybe.
But I don't think so.
I don't think so. We shall see. So here though, we will see almost 3k goal lead for the side of SF5, and they're putting their lead and building it up really well. Here we will see Navy picking up the Warlocks already. SF5 Egg with the Spirit Stone and the Giant Belt on the side of Zyra, the Nilsi Last Rod, and Vayne is actually going to go for, well, maybe Static Shift, or could be a Phantom Dancer based on the item build, not so sure right
I
now.
don't think it's going to be a Phantom Dancer. We haven't seen a Phantom Dancer for quite some time actually.
It depends on particular AD carries actually. Like for Caitlyn's, we might see the Phantom Dancers more than usual.
The added bonus of being able to run through minions for Caitlyn is actually a really nice bonus to have.
So here we will see Safety together with QTV at the bot lane. And while 34 souls being collected for the side of Safety, he has reached bonus 31.2 armor as well as ability power. So having 74 armor right there at level 7 without, and also a Doran Shield added onto it. So going to be quite tanky and be able to stay alive and sustain more hits from Vayne for the team.
Both lanes are actually, Nick's Water actually looking for an engage onto Egg there. Egg will get charmed there by Nick's Water. Egg taking a lot of damage. Tarek Dazzle does come out. Nick's Water actually bursts down in an instant by the UQ, and that will be 2 kills on the side of the SF5. Saigon Joker is not looking very strong right now. Set back by 3k gold.
And overall, seemingly it's more credited to SAJ being sloppy, actually.
Yes, especially Nick's Water. Especially Nick's Water, getting caught off a lot of times, not being really aware of where the enemy is. Archie actually heading up top to go up against Navy to stop this pushing right there.
But he might be able to do it because Archie is building up onto the Trinity Force as mentioned. He does have the Phage and Shin.
Yep.
He is
Able to kite, and he does have the red buff, so kiting for against Shen will be no problem for Corky.
definitely. So here we will see. Well, Sending Shift seemingly going to be the item to pick up by Vayne, but first going to go for the BF sword actually. So we can see that how much Vayne is happily farming and happy with the amount of money she has. Not completing one item but just skipping on to the next one first, going for more damage. And here Zyra clipping the Zhonya's Hourglass is just going to be so hard to so-called burst her down.
Zyra is looking very, very strong right now. Having the, as you said, a fully completed item, Zhonya's. Compared to Nyxwater, who only has part of items everywhere.
A Fiendish Codex,
Yeah.
a Cage Lucky Peak, as well as the Blasting Wand. So we will see that SF5 is going to continue to press on the advantage they have, not going to throw the game at all. And we will see a split push coming right up. Shen, well, master of split push with the ultimate, is definitely going to have no problem split pushing because everyone on the side of SF5 is gathered in the mid lane right now.
Saigon Joke is actually looking to protect their second tier mid tower here. Looks like a lot of sieging is going on by the side of SF5. They are in the position to do it. Navy is still split pushing. That's what they want to have. What they want.
Yep.
Split push as much as possible. QTV actually going to head up top there, trying to defend against this. He does have to teleport up, so we'll see what they make of this. Egg just going to take out the ward with his oracles, probably looking to get the dragon
as well. And Egg, because of the advantage, did get an early oracles negating all the side right there on the side of SAJ. The oracles is actually going to expire really soon right there. So there's about most probably a minute left on him. But he's done his job.
Dragon does go uncontested onto the side of SF5.
We're pushing the goal lead to 5k right there in 17 minutes. You know, it's a great gain, and SF5, in terms of team fights right now, in terms of what's happening, is simply playing a better game in comparison to the Saigon Jokers. So we will have to see how well they fell from this. But in order to take the dragon, they actually sacrificed the mid lane, which I did not notice, so I'm not sure whether that would be the best trade ever.
Saigon Joke is trying to make as much as possible from these trades. That's really what they need right now. The gold difference being at 3.9k, 3.8k. Egg actually looking for the engage onto QTV. QTV will use the lightning to get out of there. Does use the Maelstrom to try and stun them. The stun does go down onto the both of them, but QTV is now under the tower. Ignite does go down. The flash is being used. Egg is still running after. Meanwhile, Chiku getting caught out there by the side of the Saigon Jokers there. Nyxwater falling very low and does go down to the passive for Zyra right there.
And the Zhonya's was not enough to save him, but it was a 1-for-1 trade in the end. So it was a great pickup actually for the side of SF5 once again, even though
Chiku completely caught out there, trying to help his teammates catch on to QTV there. Archie trying to defend his tower there. Egg gonna take some damage as well as Navy. Now safety's gonna come around. Tarek is on the way as well as Junie. Junie's around too, but they do decide to back this off. QTV does decide to go bottom. Does not want the Vayne to be free farming there. Vayne might be looking for the blue buff on the side, on the enemy side. Does decide to look to take it here.
Definitely. So here we will see the blue being taken off, as well as he will manage to take it in the air. I thought that QTV might be able to steal it. So overall, team fights though, not really any team fights happening, but just players being caught off guard by the side of Saigon Jokers. Like when the Terry stun lands, the root runs, and it's a free kill coming out for them. So SAJs need to be really careful about what they opt to do and how they move around. And for the side of Vayne though, instead of going for Static Shift and Blade on the Rune King, actually going to opt just for more damage and going to go for Static Shift and Bloodthirster. What do you think about that?
It's before the Blade of the Rune King came out, this was the way to go. And I believe Violet still feels more comfortable on this build. It also gives him the wave clear. We do see him farming a lot on the side, split pushing a little bit, as Vayne does skill much better in the late game, or almost the best in the late game. Having that sustain, looking for the sustain fights is also a good way to go for Violet there.
Definitely. And Egg once again picking up the oracles right there. It's going to devour all the wards being planted at the Baron area. It's just going to be the boss just continuously buy those pink wards, and well, Junie just safety just continuously planting those wards because they really want region out of the Baron.
Junie might get caught out here, but TQ does use his shield to get over to Nick's water there.
Yes. So here we will see most probably a fight engaging. Both player members are being just dancing around just to see which will get attacked or killed first. So
now we do see Vayne sitting in the bottom lane, split pushing, trying to get as much farm out as possible. Egg might will get spot out by the ward. Archie does put some damage out. The slow Phage proc will come out though. Trinity Force being completed by Archie right now. And is probably looking to go for Infinity's Edge with the Negatron. No, what am I saying?
Here's what you're saying.
Cloak of Agility. I do apologize once again.
And here we will see an Infinity Edge being picked up. Well, more or less, or maybe could be a Phantom Dancer just for the attack damage. We're interested to see what does happen because overall damage output Corki is, well, in my opinion, losing out to Vayne quite a bit. And for the side of the supports though, I would say that Youngsu is having a better time because safety is wards is just being devoured by Volibear all around the map.
Yep. As well as you see Nick's Water actually picking up the home guard sorcerer's boots. He had to back a lot in this game. Actually going for the Abyssal Scepter. Yes, the Abyssal Scepter.
Abyssal Scepter.
To negate Yuki's damage. Nick's Water actually trying to land this charm onto Yuki, but she will just Zonya it away, and that should be Zonya down for TQ.
It should be if he does not have it. I mean, well, as in he had to use Zonya to get away.
Charm onto the siege.
Yeah. But here we will see a mid dance happening. Top side, a fight is actually still going on between the double ninjas, and we can see that none of them are coming really up much ahead of it. They just try to catch both of them off guard. But here we will see engage at the brush right there. Sorry about the camera control. Lost control of it. And here we will see though SF5 coming up ahead of this. They do a 1-for-1 trade because safety is ultimate as Trash managed to hold the whole team back while SF5 fall back from that. The Dragon Kick to get the Lee Sin's Kick, Dragon's Rage together is Trash ultimate the box. Just
actually SF5 still looking for the engager there. Corki being dropped in an instant by the Vayne. Still looking a very unfinished fight right there. Junie does flash out. Vayne still up. Violet is still up. Tyuki also putting a lot of damage out. QTV still hiding in the brush, and that will be a double kill onto the Zyra. QTV falling very low. But does manage to get the kill onto Violet.
Oh, he's hiding in the brush. Is he gonna walk out?
They're still trying to battle this out there. But
QTV is just trying to make sure he's running in the crack area because he doesn't have enough wards, and he managed to get out of this alive. And yes, he will run past that. The body.
So that was a. Was that a 3-for-3 trade?
It's actually a 3 for 4 trade.
4 yes.
Yeah, 3 for 4 trade in the end. But the Dragon once again goes on to SF5 from this. So still in their favor, even though they did lose up quite a bit, and Vayne was shut. Oh, he wasn't shut down. Let me check. Nope, just got the QQ just got the most of the kills on Nick's Water right there, just taking out a lot of gold. We can see that he is 7 kills and Vayne on 5 kills. So both of the carries having all the money in the world. And on the side of SAJ though, only Ari having 4 kills and about having 6 deaths.
He's been caught out a lot with Ari. I mean, we have seen him play Nidalee. He's probably most popular for his Nidalee. Having that free escape tool. He's probably missing it a lot right now.
Definitely. So on the side of Egg though, seemingly I thought he was going to go for Spear of the Ancient Elder. Spear of the Ancient Golem, but instead he's going to go for Warmoss being picked up onto the Volibear. So no lockets for the side of SF5. They don't need the extra barrier when they are winning so much far ahead, I suppose. But on the side of Lee Sin though, we will see Junie rush the Runic Bulwark. So I seem to be missing something since the change on the Lockout Iron Slurry. I need to do some
Yeah.
calculations
Yep.
on that.
A lot.
because-
We have seen a lot of junglers pick up the Runic Bulwark instead of the Iron of the Locket Solari. It does. I guess it does help your team out in a sustained fight, as the Iron of the Locket Solari only gives you that small amount of shield. Perhaps the resistance that the Bulwark gives you is stronger than that shield over a sustained fight. Who knows? Maybe go read up on Reddit a little bit and see the calculations.
Well, it might give you a slight lead, so to speak. Maybe it gives a total of 30 armor and 55 magic resist for the holder. But the problem would be that, oh wow, we will see a dive onto Nix Water once again. 8 going right in, and the Roots will miss because Nix Water did have his ultimate, and he jukes around the plants right there. And great play by Nix Water. But overall, he is like seemingly being targeted by the entire Saigon Fantastic 5.
You do not want to let Ari cast a third set of skills onto your team in a team fight, because those skills with the AoE, they do a lot of damage. As well as the true damage coming out from Ari is very, very strong. QTV just gonna farm up on the top lane. The two ninjas actually just gonna battle it out a little bit, but will back off in the end. This looks SF5. They are in the lead, but they are not applying a lot of pressure right here.
They're simply not sure what to do. They're just trying to catch off kills whenever they can, moving on about. So the goal difference has not been increasing for quite some time. It's just still 5k, and SF5 really needs to back up and decide, like, okay, let's go all in push, or should we push all 3 lanes,
Perhaps
or do a split push, because they have they do have the Shen for the split push as well. So many options is out there for them, but they're just like, let's farm more and more and more.
Warnock's actually being completed by Navy and Egg, looking very, very tanky right now. Having no Blade of the Ruined King onto to Saigon Jokers, this might be something tough to deal with.
Definitely. And the QSS being picked up by Vayne, so he's going to be able to get through all those stuns and CCs that are being aimed onto him, except for the Trash Hook. So he really needs to still be careful of the death sentence right there coming up from Trash. And QTV with the Zonias and Rylai's is just going to be able to put a lot of pressure and push away Navy. But Navy, though, with a Warmost and Trinity Force, is actually very strong. But I haven't tried out though the build that Stanley has been going with right now. He builds the Runic Bulwark and the Blade of the Rune King instead.
Blade of the Rune King and the Bulwark.
Yeah. An interesting matchup of damage, attack speed, and tankiness.
I mean,
it's like all two items,
and as well
as
you get a lot of sustain. Oh, you're actually getting charmed by Nyx Water right there. Just a small kiss, but they do get out of that. QTV just gonna stand at the side. Does have his teleport up though, but will look to help out the Siemens right away. Nyx Water taking some damage from the plants of Zyra. Navy still pushing up on the top lane. We'll see how well this turns out. Actually, Safety hooking on to Egg, taking a lot of damage. Juni jumping over onto Egg, but they do decide to back off this. Lantern gets thrown down by Safety right there. Next one looking to put up some damage, just uses
his ultimate right there, initiating the fight because they didn't manage to get some free damage. Actually, we will see Cannon go with the ultimate. The Millstorm starting on into everyone. Archie just free poking from behind.
United coming out from the from Navy right there. Does taunt one or two members of Saigon Jokers, but this looks like it's going to be turned around here. Shen does go down. The only two living are Zyra and Violet hanging off onto the side. Nyx Water is still down a little bit, but I don't think the SF5 will be able to contest this. Now, the Saigon Jokers looking. The Saigon Fantastic 5.
And actually, that was a bad play by SF5. SAJ actually managed to split the army apart. And even though Shen came in the end, he went for the taunt, the shadow dash right onto Corki, and Corki just Valkyried away at the blink of time. You notice the whole team fight, Corki was pushing away Vayne as well as Zyra, standing at the corner, but he kept doing just by his presence and where he's standing, poking onto Volibear as well as Yang Xiu very quickly, and as the instant Shen finished channeling the ultimate, he Valkyried away. And Shen missed the taunt, free kill right there. Charging right in, did not manage to do anything for the team. And the two carries being pressured and pushed away by Nyx Water in the early stage, couldn't go back in. With overall trash with the box and the Maelstrom, they had to move out from that fight.
The Saigon Joker is doing a great job at zoning out the carries as well, and taking down the front line as fast as possible. But now the Saigon Fantastic Five are looking to take down the Baron here. Saigon Jokers are looking to come around and perhaps steal it. Juni does use his Q onto Egg. Nixmore does jump in, but the jump spike out right there. Huge fight erupting right there. TQ does use his Sonias. TQ will fall very low. The shutdown goes onto QTV. Jaxui falling very, very low. Violet still heading onto safety. Safety turning this around, taking the carry away from the team fight. This will be a 1-4-4 exchange on the side of plus the Baron on the side of the SF5. A great play there by SF5. The Saigon Joker's getting a little bit greedy or perhaps frustrated.
They simply had the advantage because of the Lee Sin going in together with Ari. They actually did a lot of damage, but the problem was that everyone else got caught into the Zyra's ultimate in that fight. So they all got knocked up, they all were stunned, and they couldn't do much for the team. Juku used the Zonya to bait the damage and then casted his ultimate. He did die for his team, but it knocked up almost every single member for the side of Saigon Jokers who were still alive, except for Safety, which charged in for his team. So definitely great job on the side of SF5 and SAJ diving too deep just for that Baron.
Yes, I do agree. I don't think I think the Baron wasn't worth it at all. If they would have managed to get the Baron, perhaps maybe had a chance to steal the Baron for a trade, that might have been worth it. But losing a team fight like that and giving SF5 almost 10k gold lead is probably not the way to go right now.
Definitely.
Now looking at the items, we see Kennen actually finishing the Zonyas as well as the Rylai's Crystal Scepter, giving a lot of damage as well as the sustainability and the team fights and a lot of the AoE damage and slows. Nixwater finishing off the Deathfire's Grass as well as the Crystal Scepter from earlier. And looking to live longer with the Giant Spell, perhaps opting to go for the Rylai's Crystal Scepter, which is great on Ahri, having the AoE damage from the Orb of Deception. You'll land a great deal of slows on the enemy team.
Definitely. But on the side of Zyra, though, this is going for more penetration. Does have the Giant Bell for more sustainability, but with the Rabadon, Zeph Cap, the Zonya's Hourglass, haunting guys, and the Giant's Belt. With the
I wonder if I missed something.
But what?
Is the League of Warmogs back? Because we do see on the side of SF5 3 Warmogs being finished right now. Who knows? Maybe TQ might opt to go for one as well. Oh man, did I really miss something?
I'm not sure. Maybe just SFX style.
Perhaps it's the nerf on the Blade of the Ruined King that made it optional again?
Not really. If you buy Warmogs, maybe it's because of Corki. Because we mentioned that Corki doesn't buy Blade of the Ruined King.
Yes.
So, it's a Corki, let's just buy Warmogs. Yes. Warmogs just gives up so much health, and without Blade of the Ruined King, you can't really chip them down so quickly or Lianji's Torment. So just the extra health is enough to make them tanky enough to stay alive overall in the fights. And well, Holy Bear's damage increased with the health, so it's definitely a great gain as well.
As well as Shen, he does the same, so
yep.
It's a win-win for the SF5 right there.
Yeah, but I would have thought of seeing a Sunfire Cape as well. At least one coming up. But nope, Warmogs it is.
Yes, actually, Navy is still pushing up top, taking the second tier tower onto the top, and now is slowly crashing down on the inhibitor tower of Saigon Jokers. QTV does decide to head up top right there. The tower is below half HP. Stand United being used. A teamfight does erupt into the bottom lane. Trash does get knocked out by the Zyra. Zyra will get taken down. Though QTV still using the teleport to get in, but will not be able to stop the second tier tower being taken away from Saigon Jokers. A 2-for-1 exchange on in the favor of SF5. Egg falling a little bit low there by QTV. Pokes coming out. The Maelstrom being used. Volibear does fall down, as well as Tarek. Tarek going down. The charm does land onto Violet. Violet being shutdowns coming down from everywhere. Archie's still following out. Navy gonna jump over the wall. Archie just will flash over. Navy is looking to fight this. The Barry does come out. Navy dropping very, very low. Flash being used, and that will be an ace on the side of the Saigon Jokers. A very nice turnaround right there.
A great comeback right there. And just a brief overview of what happened just now, because we were looking up the top with the push of Shen. Actually, Saigon Jokers was the one that engaged onto that fight, and we had the death sentence coming in from the side of Saigon Jokers. He hooked onto Tarek, and then instantly we saw Nixwater diving with the Spirit Rush for the taunt and doing a lot of burst damage, but Zyra instantly, TQ once again responded with the Zonyas and was the bait, and then planted his plants and used his ultimate to knock up Safety as well as Junie, even though they were locked into the box, and Junie, Safety managed to put exhaust onto Vayne, but he was in a safe position as no one could get to him. So that's how they cleared up the first 2 kills onto Safety and Junie. And just now as you saw, QTV was being a boss. He actually teleported right in behind him on that minion and just dashed away, like taunting them in their face. And from the side, he continued to chip down and poke down the team. As soon as his team were up and ready to engage back, he charged him with the ultimate. And that turned around the fight for them entirely. Great plays right there on the side of Saigon Jokers. Even though Simi still...
They are still behind.
Performing a bit off and on, but still definitely doing what they do best, I suppose. Making comebacks, I believe, maybe.
Yes, we'll see. We'll see how well they might be able to turn this back. Still being down by 8k gold, I believe. We'll see. They're looking to push down the first tier tower right here. The Sand United from Shen should be coming up soon. QTV's done. QTV's teleport is not going to be up for a long while. We'll see. They're probably just gonna take the tower in the bottom lane.
They definitely just want to take the tower money, as they have a lot of towers behind, and they will fall back from this because we can see that Navy is still pushing up top, and the Baron will be out in 37 minutes and 27 seconds. So it'll be coming up in the next 20 seconds or so. Then they clear up the top wave and then move on to the Baron.
Navy doing a lot of damage actually onto the top inhibitor tower. Does back off as soon as he sees QTV. Junie actually trying to follow this up, and now SF5 are still looking to push onto the bottom lane, maybe take an inhibitor or two.
And well, they're actually going to ignore the Baron for both sides of the team, which is just spawned out, and he's going to push finally, and they will push on towards the inhibitors right there.
If Saigon Jokers do opt to go for the Baron, that would be the game for SF5. I think that's gets you know to safety. Trash does drop in an instant after putting down the ultimate, but the kill does go into Egg right there.
They managed to chip down Egg to be quite low, but it was not enough damage overall. And look at that, the passive proccing right now. He's going to heal back all those damage dealt much earlier. So 1 man down now, Safety with very important CC40. Yang Xiu pops the Shredder, charges right in for the Dazzle.
And Junie actually jumps in right there. TQ gets taunted, does pop the Zonias in the last second. Violet does jump away. The Sand United being used onto Violet. QTV actually using the Zonias right there. Egg dropping very, very low. Violet still dishing out a lot of damage. Archie dropping very low as well. Navy trying to jump after right there. That's where Nixwater taking a lot of damage from Violet. Last silver proc bolt will take the kill onto Nixwater right there. And that is a 2-for-3 trade on the favor of QTV. Safety actually still coming in right there. Violet just juking around Junie dropping very low. Safety still around Violet right there. Navy trying to help out Violet right there, getting the taunt out onto QTV. They're still running after Vayne right there. A very long team fight.
Yes, and the whole thing actually worked because, you know, I will call it the home guard boots effect. Just now, with the team fight seemingly okay, SF5 got this, Cannon with the home guard boots and the flash easily ran out of the base, lightning rush, flashed in on the ultimate, even though he got pushed and hit onto the wall by Vayne, he managed to land most of his stuns and the Zonyas after that. And the whole fight just got dragged on, and the home guard boots when Junie went back to get a safety to Shredder proccing, just chasing down the members on low health and managing to score the kills and defend the base. And great plays out there. Now the game is reaching to the 40-minute mark, and both teams accumulating.
A game pause.
A game pause.
Right there. Let's have a little look at the stats right here. We do see the Saigon Jokers are back to a 5k gold. No,
you need to count it better. It's a
6k gold difference.
Can I slap you?
Right?
It's 8k.
Oh.
Oh, you need to take more math classes.
I guess that's why I haven't graduated yet.
No, you just
Okay, okay.
yeah. Anyway,
My bad.
moving on back to this, we do see the top lane side. Shen has the advantage, 15k. Jungle also 10k, almost 1k difference. Mid is the same thing, a 2k. And for the side of Vayne, it is 3k ahead because he has been scoring most of the kills in those fights and staying alive. And on the side of support as well, Tarek does have 1k advantage and more gold in comparison to safety. And all those things that are happening in this fight, we can see that it doesn't matter right now. The endgame items, most of them are fully built.
Yes.
And only for Vayne though, he most probably be upgrading the Mercurius Scimitar very soon.
Maybe we're getting a upgraded boots, perhaps, but
Or he might be going for a Zephyr instead. Because
Or
with the
that.
static shift plus Zephyr, you can replace a boots. Definitely. And here we will see though, the game has been resumed. There was a slight disconnection issue, they reconnected. And right now we will see SF5 move on to the Baron as soon as they... Overall. So safety right there, planting wards, last spot that they're doing the Baron. Gonna land a death sentence, nope, it misses. QTV just waiting for
using the teleport
perfect.
in to get in and just try to counter this. QTV's Maelstrom is not up yet, does use the Zhonya's right there. Safety getting dropped quite low, but the Maelstrom does come up in time. Violet looking to clean up here, but this will go into the favor of the Saigon Jokers, and this is the point where they might be able to turn it around. It's only Navy who's up right now. We'll see, they'll definitely get the inhibitor tower right there. We'll see, this does not look in favor anymore of this of SF5.
Yup, definitely. And not only that, it was because of Lee Sin's perfect Dragon Rage kick, which kicked Vayne out of the fight, and she had to force a flash to come in, but she was too slow.
Yeah, she
And
flashed into the whole team. Actually,
Yeah.
Navy using the home guard boot for himself will get dropped in an instant from RGN next water, and the kill does not.
They'll
Does not
get a
land
kill,
though.
but this will be a great comeback from the side of Saigon Jokers. They are still 7k losing in terms of overall goal, and here we can see the kill going down, shut down. Davey is like, I'm gonna lose this Nexus, but I'm definitely gonna take down
Kill you.
QTV, the
Yep.
top laner, 1v1.
Wow.
This is going down.
In the end, though, 27 to 27 kills.
Yup, but still, I see Saigon Jokers losing on one tower, and the goal difference is just at large right
It was
there. And doesn't see when it reaches the end game past 40 minute marks, all at level 18. Once
It
you're
doesn't
dead,
even
doesn't
matter.
even matter.
It doesn't really
Definitely.
matter.
Yeah.
Saigon Joker is doing a great job at dragging out the game so long enough for their carries to get the goal that they lost in the early time, and now we should take a look at this score screen for a second, and then we'll I can explain to you. Yeah.
Wrap up this game overall. So the last Baron fight was the most important phase though. We did see QTV, his ultimate was not up and ready, but he managed
Yes.
to bait the damage. Because Zyra's ultimate only happens when it was casted out.
Yep.
And he was in Zonya's form. Even though he get knocked up, he still managed to cast his ultimate, which stunned and chain CC'd onto everyone, which got his team the victory after
Well,
that.
I was looking at QTV specifically. He was running in. I thought he's gonna teleport in and use the Maelstrom right away. And then I was looking. He was already inside, and I was feeling him a little bit because I was looking at the cooldown timer. It was really short, and then it actually still came up
Just nice, just in time.
just in time.
Everything just set up perfectly and beautifully for Saigon Jokers. Vayne was doing a lot of damage, and Junie was like, "Hey, as Vayne tumbled into the wall, kicking him out." And with the items, no matter how strong you are as Vayne, well, once you're out of the fact,
Yeah,
once you're out
once
of
you're out
picture,
of the fight, it doesn't really matter.
it doesn't
anymore.
really matter.
And then actually flashing back into the enemy team
And the last item
Huh.
picked up, though, we didn't miss it, was actually the Infinity Age
onto Vayne,
onto Vayne.
going for more damage actually.
So here we will see, let's take a look. Overall, we can see SFI being very tanky overall.
Having
But-
the
Well,
Yeah.
the magic resist
on.
is actually very low for the team, I would have to say. Even though they do have two running Bolvarks, but in my opinion, it's just enough, but not right there.
we also see like
Look at the damage
Yeah.
dealt right there.
damage dealt by Ari is immense.
And the magic damage, just to focus more on the magic damage, we will see that it's about like
It's still
24K.
less. It's less.
I mean,
than
it's
QT.
still lesser than Cannon, definitely. Cannon, when he charges in, he will be able to deal a lot more damage as he chains his lightnings.
But it's a
But-
very significant amount of
amount. of damage, yeah. And seemingly it stacks up even better and stronger in comparison to physical damage. I've seen a lot of games right now, people will tend to play an AP top, maybe because like Rumble and things
Yep.
like that we see previously, because there are not enough
Yes.
not enough magic damage items actually. Well, not to say magic, sorry, not enough magic damage, but actually magic resist items right now are at a low.
Yep.
So to
So,
say.
Riot, give us more magic resist items.
I mean, they have nerfed the magic resist,
Yes,
make
they
it
have.
cheaper and things like that. So the only item that will be valuable or to buy would be the Spirit Visage, definitely.
Yeah, the Spirit Visage,
Yeah.
but you
But
don't have.
they don't get it because it just provides the tankiness for yourself. So I suppose you're thinking more for the team. The double ruling Puwak could have been enough, but it just wasn't right there. And at the Baron fight, it was actually a 4v5.
Yes.
And that was why it was so easy for Saigon Jokers to get the
And,
win. I
and
have
this
to
is
say.
League of Legends for you. You can win the game for the first 40 minutes, and just one mistake could cost you the whole game.
Yup, definitely. So
So let's
great
wrap
play.
up.
I would have to say that SF5 once again losing out in objective control, just